Hey everyone, this is Nazir with Project 1 for MDF 1 1403. This project I continued to work on my idea, Your Cup, which is an app that gives you the schedule for the upcoming World Cup and also gives you the ability to uh, bet on matches. So for Project 1, all I did was populate the first page with um, a couple of group matches. Each group has 4 teams and 6 games per group, so I populated around 3, but that's all static code, so I didn't do a lot of it. And if you click on it, it'll give you a more detailed look of that match. It'll give you who's playing, what time, what date, the points the current team has, the stadium they're going to be playing in. That's everything I got so far. It's a very simple basic app that does just that. So my code is very similar to the videos. I followed them real closely. I implemented everything I understood from it here, and then I started adding more from what I found on the web. So I got my number of rows in each section coming from the array of matches, and I got my cell for row at index path method that creates the cell and then calls the method to populate it with the images and the data. I also set the background for the original cells that I created as clear, and then I added another view on these cells to give the illusion of the spacing between them. So that's how I'm sure there's better ways to do it. That's how I did it. And I have my prepare for segue method, so I can provide info for the detail page of my app. My table view edit method is the same as the video. I didn't change anything in here. I have my dumb method here where when I click close, it goes back to the main page. And my method for the edit button added this F statement so that if we are in editing mode, then you'd see done for the label of the button. But then if we're done with the editing, then it goes back to editing. So it's like a dynamic label that changes for the button. View did load. I set the table view background to clear because I wanted to see the actual background of the app right after the cells. I didn't want anything black in it. And these are my matches. A lot of information. You got the 2 teams, the time, date, team points, the city where it's going to be, and pretty much stadium, weather of that, and the 3 images, which is the 2 flags and the image for the stadium. All of that is static, but I'm sure we'll get into more dynamic code very soon. So I got 20 records so far, 3.5 groups, and I put all of them in my cell match array. So I set the title of my main page to Your Cup, and with this code right here I just pretty much altered the look of the label, gave it a black color, changed the font, the size, all that stuff. Also changed the color of the button so it's black now instead of white. I also added this setup blur image. So I was looking around the web trying to find the best way to blur an image to go with that iOS 7 look, but this was the easiest to implement in my code and actually works pretty well. That's it for my view controller. Details view, that's where all the outlets are coming in for the second view. That's the detailed second view. And I also created these 3 UI views to populate this information into, and it just gives it this Google look where it looks like cards up here. In my details view.m, I just modified the UI views I created for the information, changed the corner radius, background color, shadow, and then I set the scroll box and scroll view background color to clear so that I can go back to that original background that I've had before. Also changed the title so that it displays match details for the second view. I did the same thing for the color and font and all that stuff. what I did here is I pretty much copied that same method and put it in the same class, which is redundant. I mean, I know I already have it, but I just didn't have time to kind of look into it, so I just put it in here real quick, and it does the job. So I'll probably work on it next project to make it a little bit more better, refactor the code a little bit. And then down here I'm pretty much populating the labels and the images with the information coming in from the first view. So the custom cells method that was implemented in the view controller reaches back here, and all the parameters that were brought back are assigned to the labels here and images to populate. So in my data layer, I created a property for all of my details view elements. So what I could have done better, in my edit here, I've noticed a lot of us have been having this problem. There's a weird problem where my cell is overlapping the delete button. I've tried finding a solution for that, and I did see that a lot of the people are having this problem and didn't really have time to go into them, so I'll make sure to go do that before the next project. But if I just slide it, then it displays just fine. Other than that, that's pretty much it for project 1. I'll see you guys next week.